So today we're going to review our exponent rules. This instruction where it says simplify, is that what you're asking about?
Yes.
Simplify, that means combine these two terms into one term. That means to simplify. Follow your rules if you can. And your answer should contain only positive exponents. We have not seen negative exponents yet, and there's a reason for that, because we don't need to yet. Okay? So we're going to make sure that our answers are all the way simplified, which just means apply all the rules that you can. So the first rule we're going to talk about is the product rule. So if you look at your paper, your packet, product rule, what do we do with our exponents in the product rule?
Add them.
We're adding them, right? So we multiply the coefficients. What's your coefficient? The big number in front next to the variable. So number one, when it says to multiply, we're going to multiply our coefficients first. So negative 3, negative 2, positive 6. What do we do with our coefficients? I'm sorry, that was the wrong question. What do we do with our exponents? We're adding our exponents. What exponent is with that x? There's a 1 right there hidden, right? Mm-hmm. And is there any other x to combine that with? No. Okay, so we just write our x down. How many y's do we have total?
2, 9, 6.
Ooh, 2, 9, 6. I feel like we're going to get a phone number out here somewhere. 3 plus 3 is 6. This is all the way finished. No more there. Make sure you know that you're adding your exponents together. Because remember, we can see a base for each of our exponents. And so the product rule says if you can see a base, you're going to add the exponents together. Okay, number 2. And if you have questions, please stop me as we're going through this. Number 2, what is your coefficients? They do exist. It's a 1 and a 1. But what is 1 times 1? Just 1. Do we have to write it then? No. Okay. So we don't have to write 1. You can if you want to. How many x's do we have total, Jose? How many x's do we have total? 3, right? Because there's a 1 right there. 1 plus 2 gives me x to the third. How many y's do we have, April?
2.
So y squared. And you're writing them together because it's still one term. All right, what about number 3? What's the coefficient of that first term? A negative 1, right? That coefficient is a negative 1. And remember, we're multiplying negative 1 times 2. What is negative 1 times 2? Negative 2. How many m's do we have, Haley?
1.
Just 1 m. Terry, how many n's do you have?
I see 2.
Okay. There's 2, but then this one over here has a hidden 1, right? That 2n. So how many n's do you have total?
So that'd be 3.
Perfect.
Now show me what you did with 3.
So there is 2 here,
Yes.
and then there's actually 1 here, right? Remember?
Okay.
So 2 plus 1 gives you 3. Okay, try number 4, please. Negative 2 times 3 is a negative 6. I only have 1a, and I have 4 b's, b to the 4th. Negative 6a, b to the 4th. Anyone have questions on that one? Okay. Let's take things up a notch. So we're going to skip around, folks. So skip around with me. It's going to be okay. Let's look at number 6. Thank you for sitting beside a partner. We're reviewing yesterday's work. Let's look at number 6. Our coefficients, 4 and 3. Zaria, what's our new coefficient going to be? 12. Good, because we did 4 times 3. Chrissy, how many u's do you have? V squared, right?
Mm-hmm.
Questions on 6? Okay. Hop down to number 10, please. Hop down to number 10. All right, Mandy, you brave enough to give me the whole thing? The whole answer.
16x to the third power 5 to the 6th power.
Raise your hand if this is what you have on your paper. Awesome. Correct. Yes.
So, do you like add those values?
You're adding your exponents. Yes. Yep.
So like all the ones you can do?
Just the x's go together and just the y's go together. Okay? All right, remember we're adding our exponents because we can see bases. We have x's for each of them, we have y's for each of them. Okay? Let's try number 12. Try number 12 completely. Okay, who wants to be brave enough and share their answer? April?
6m to the 4th.
Hang on. Whoa. 6m to the what?
4th.
Okay.
N to the 4th.
Okay.
P.
Raise your hand if this is what you have. 6m to the 4th, n to the 4th,
I don't know what math's wrong.
P.
I mean, no, I don't know math.
Okay. Now, that's a great question. Some of you said, well, I put this, 6m to the 4th, p n to the 4th, or some variation.
Yeah.
Are your exponents still the same in each one? Do you still have 4 n's on both of them?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have 4 m's?
Mm-hmm.
Do you still have 1 p? Then it's the same answer. Okay? I'd like for you to get in the habit of writing the variables in alphabetical order. Okay? So try to do it this way in alphabetical order, but this is definitely still the same answer. And so you would still get full credit for it. Dulce?
What if we, how did you get 4 for M?
So we hit, remember this one over here has a 1 right there with it. That M has a 1. It's hidden, so we add them together. All right, I'd like for us to please look down at number 18. So I threw some multiple choice in there for you. But when there's a multiple choice question, that doesn't mean you don't have to do the problem. And you just guess which answer. It means you do the problem and find your answer. All right, so what do you see in number 18 that we haven't necessarily seen before? There's a 0 exponent. Do you guys see that? Okay, so there is a rule. It's one of our exponent rules that we didn't really talk about. We talked about a little bit yesterday. But anytime you raise anything to the 0 power, it is just the number 1. The variable goes away. The exponent goes away. It's just a big, solid whole number 1. So here, this q to the 0 power just becomes a 1. The entire q is gone. So I only have a 1 there. A big coefficient 1. Okay? So we don't even have to worry about the q's anymore. Which, if you look down at letters C and D as options, they both have q's still. Right? So we know that those are definitely not options because our Q disappeared. All right, so we can mark those out automatically. Okay, 4 times 3 is 12. And again, just because there's multiple choice doesn't mean you don't have to write anything out. You should still be writing things out. How many P's do you have total? 5. How many R's? R to the 4th. So this is answer A. Okay, questions on that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
I have a question. So where did the one go?
So you could have 1 here, but what is 1 times 12?
Oh, okay.
Still 12. That's a great question. It's still 12, right?
Yeah.
So we're still multiplying everything by 1, but it doesn't change it. That's a great question. Was there a question over here? All right. Cool. Why don't you try 19, please? Try number 19 on your own. Remember, you're actually working it out. We're on number 19. On number 19, which one is going to go to 0? I mean to 1. The Z, right? This first Z becomes just a 1. So it's out of there. 5 times 3 gives you 15. Now, you may think, well, Miriam, there's only one answer that's 15. You're right. So we could just say B. But I want you to actually work this out because you're getting practice when you're working these things out. How many X's do we have total? So we have X squared. And you also might find an error. If they didn't have the right number of exponents, you might find an error. How many Y's do I have? 5 plus 5 gives me 10 Y's. And how many Z's? 4. Just 4, right? Because that first one is gone. So this is answer B. Any questions about this one?
Yes. So, even though the Z become 1, you just cross the whole Z out and make it a 1.
This first one over here, yes.
Yeah.
This one is still here.
Another Z. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because only whatever's being
zero.
raised, because the other Z, this Z over here at the end doesn't have a 0, that one still stays there.
Right.
But if it has a Z to the 0, it's just 1. And we know if we multiplied 15 times 1, we're still getting 15. Okay? All right. What I'd like for us to do, you can go ahead and pause the video if you're watching.